As a Christian, you are on a spiritual journey moving towards God. Now, there are many ways to describe that journey, but in this video, I just want to outline the spiritual journey as being made up of 3 stages. And to do that, let's think about the wise men who came to visit the child Jesus after his birth in Matthew 2. Firstly, we are lost without God. This is where the journey starts for all of us. Now, we call them wise men, but the word that is used to describe them is actually magi. Now, that can mean astrologers or even sorcerers. But from what we know about these magi, they were probably astrologers because they knew the stars in the sky so well that they were able to tell when a new one had appeared. But sadly, these men were lost without God because they believed in ideas that ran contrary to the Jewish faith and ideas that ran contrary to the Christian faith of which we are a part. These men believed that people's personalities and destinies were governed by star signs and the alignment of stars in the sky. We still see this belief today in horoscopes, of course, and we know that many people believe in horoscopes and star signs. But of course, this is incompatible with the Christian faith because as Christians, we believe that we are created by God. He has made us how we are, not some random alignment of stars. Our destiny is held in God's hands, not in whether or not the moon and the sun and Mercury and Venus are moving in one direction or another. These magi were lost in a false system of belief. They were in spiritual darkness. Now, we have all started on the spiritual journey from the same place as those magi, from a place of spiritual darkness. But that's not the end of the story for them, and it's not the end of the story for us either. Because secondly, we have been called by God. The Magi didn't initiate the journey towards Jesus. It was initiated by God through the star in the sky. They saw the sign and they followed it. Now, they could have observed it and discussed it and then gone back to their business, but they decided to follow where they were led without really knowing where they were heading. And that is not dissimilar to how it is with us. God calls us. God draws us out of spiritual darkness towards Jesus, and we set out on a spiritual journey towards him that lasts the rest of our lives. We don't initiate it. It's God's grace that draws us towards him. But like the Magi, we need to read the signs for what they are and make a conscious decision to step out on the journey of discipleship. We don't know where it's going to lead. We don't know what adventures God has in store for us. But if we sense that God is drawing us to Jesus, then we need to respond and follow. And finally, we must be completely committed to the journey. We don't know exactly where the Magi came from, but it's likely that their journey took many months and that it was a hazardous and dangerous journey. But such was their commitment that they were not prepared to turn back, as tempting as that would have been. The Magi kept going, and despite all the odds, their journey led them to the child Jesus, their Saviour. And we need to have that same resilience and commitment in our own spiritual journey. We can't just drift along in faith. We need to be completely committed to the journey and grow in passion and resilience. So the Magi act as a mirror for our own spiritual journey, lost in spiritual darkness, then called by God and drawn to Jesus, and being completely committed to the journey. Where are you at on the journey?